Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome or welcome back. You are listening to Miss Simple English. I'm Eva, your English bestie, and I am feeling so much sparkly energy today.
Boom. And I'm Adam. I'm here to bring the vibes and hopefully not trip over my own tongue today. How are you, Eva? You look like you've had 3 espressos.
Actually, just one green tea. But I'm excited because today we are talking about nerves. You know that butterfly in your stomach feeling when you have to speak English?
Oh, I know it well. It's like your stomach is doing a dance party, but you weren't invited.
Exactly. But today we're going to turn those butterflies into superpowers. We want to make English feel as easy and relaxing as watching a sunset. No stress, no fear, just fun.
I love that. So if you're at home or walking in the park or even hiding in the bathroom because you're shy to speak, stop. Take a deep breath with us.
Inhale, exhale. Ah, much better. We are going to teach you how to speak with a smile, even if you make a tiny mistake.
Because honestly, mistakes are just flavor for your English, like salt on fries.
You are always thinking about food, Adam. But he's right. Today is all about happy English. We're going to keep it simple, keep it sweet, and keep it 100% fun.
Let's get this party started. Ava, give them the first secret.
Let's go!
Here is a secret for our listeners. Silence is okay. You don't have to fill every second with noise.
Really? Because when it's silent for more than 2 seconds, I start to sweat. I feel like I have to say something, anything, even if it's just, I like cheese.
Please don't just shout, I like cheese at people, Adam. A pause gives you time to compose your thoughts. It makes you look thoughtful, not slow.
So if I stop to think for a moment, I'm not stuck. I'm just being deep and mysterious.
Exactly. High-status speakers, like CEOs or world leaders, use silence all the time. It's a sign of confidence.
But in my head, that silence feels like a giant neon sign that says, I forgot my verb conjugation.
That's because you are looking at the silence from the inside. From the outside, the listener just thinks you are choosing your words carefully.
So how do I stop the sweating? How do I make the silence look intentional?
Use your body subtitles. If you look up and rub your chin while you're silent, it looks like you're searching for a profound idea.
Tries it. Like this? Let me think.
Perfect! You just turned a panic pause into a thinking pause. You've bought yourself 5 extra seconds of brain time.
I noticed that native speakers use filler words too. They say, well, or you know, or to be honest.
Exactly. Those are called stalling tactics. They are the verbal version of a loading bar on a computer.
So instead of, I like cheese, I should say, that's a great question. Let me consider that for a second.
Now you're talking. You're using English to buy yourself time to speak more English.
It's like a defensive play in soccer. You don't always have to sprint toward the goal. Sometimes you just need to keep possession of the ball.
Great analogy. If you rush and say something nonsensical, you lose the ball. If you pause, you stay in control.
I think my turtle was afraid that if I stopped moving, the other person would just walk away.
Most people are actually very patient. They would rather wait 3 seconds for a good sentence than hear a panicked one.
It's also about breath. When I'm silent, I can actually take a breath.
Yes, oxygen is fuel for the brain. No air, no words.
I'm going to practice the mysterious chin rub tomorrow at work.
Just don't do it for 10 minutes straight, or they'll think you've fallen asleep standing up. I'm not asleep, boss. I'm just being extremely deep and mysterious in English.
Eva, I've noticed that when I'm nervous and speaking slowly, I start using my hands a lot. like I'm trying to draw the words in the air. Is that illegal in English?
Of course not. Using your hands is like having subtitles for your body. If you forget the word for big and you make a giant circle with your arms, people understand you perfectly.
Oh, good. Because yesterday I forgot the word for helicopter and I just started spinning my finger above my head and making whirr noises.
And did they understand you?
They did. They said, "Oh, you mean the helicopter?" And I said, "Yes, that thing."
See? You were communicating. That's the only goal. People think language is a test, but it's actually a bridge.
I felt like a crazy person for a second, though. I thought, Adam, you're 30 years old. Why are you making bird noises?
But that's the turdy talking again. The turtle is afraid of looking silly. The communicator doesn't care as long as the bridge is built.
It actually helped me remember the word faster. As soon as I started spinning my finger, the word helicopter popped into my head.
That's actually a scientific fact. There's a connection between your motor cortex and your language center. Moving your hands can literally unlock words in your brain.
So my hands are like a key for my mental filing cabinet?
Exactly. When you draw the word, you're giving your brain a physical map to find the vocabulary.
I noticed that when I use my hands, I also speak with more rhythm, like we talked about with the jazz analogy.
Yes, your hands act like a conductor's baton. They help you emphasize the stressed syllables.
I really want that coffee. Adam chops the air with his hand on each word.
Perfect. You sounded much more natural there because your body was forcing your voice to have a beat.
What about body language? If I look like a nervous turtle, does that make it harder for people to understand me?
Definitely. If you cross your arms and look at the floor, you're closing the bridge. But if you use open gestures, people feel more patient.
So if I smile and use my hands, they will wait for me to find the word?
Usually, yes. Humans are programmed to mirror each other. If you look relaxed, they will feel relaxed listening to you.
I'm going to start practicing my air drawing then.
Just don't draw a dragon in the middle of a business meeting, unless you really mean it.
No promises. If I forget the word for deadline, I might just mimic a guillotine.
Well, that's one way to make sure everyone understands the urgency.
You know what helped me stop being a nervous turtle? I started acting like a parrot.
A parrot? Are you going to start asking for crackers now? Or maybe just repeat everything I say until I get annoyed?
No, I mean, I finally stopped overthinking the grammar and started listening to the texture of how you say things. I repeat them exactly. The same rhythm, the same speed, and especially the same intonation.
That's a brilliant study method. It's called shadowing. You follow the speaker like a shadow. It helps your mouth get used to the music of English.
It's fun. It feels like I'm an actor in a play. And actors don't get nervous. They just play a part.
That is a huge psychological shift, Adam. When you're Adam the student, you're worried about being wrong. But when you're Adam the actor, you're just delivering a line.
Exactly. Before, when I was in my shell, I would translate every word from my native language. By the time I finished the sentence in my head, their conversation had already moved on.
The turtle is always 2 steps behind because the shell is too heavy to carry.
Right. But as a parrot, I don't have to think about the meaning immediately. I just capture the sound. If you say wow with a high rising pitch, I copy that exact wow.
You're training your prosody. That's the technical term for the rhythm and melody of speech. Most people focus on vocabulary, but prosody is what makes you sound natural.
I noticed that. I used to say, I am happy to meet you, like a robot, flat and gray. Now I try to mimic your energy. If you sound excited, I match it.
Does it feel fake? Like you're pretending to be someone else?
At first, yes. I felt like a fraud. But then I realized that English speakers use their voices like instruments. To speak the language, I have to play the instrument the way it was designed.
That's deep. You're not losing yourself, you're just wearing a different costume.
And the best part is the muscle memory. My tongue used to get stuck on TH sounds and R sounds, but by repeating you like a parrot, my mouth is getting a workout.
It's like training for a marathon. You don't read about running, you actually run.
Precisely. Now, when I'm in a real conversation, I find myself using phrases I parroted weeks ago. They just slide out of my mouth without me even trying.
Because they aren't stored in your logic brain anymore, they are stored in your performance brain.
I even started mimicking your hand gestures. It helps with the flow.
Careful, or you'll start looking more like me than I do.
If that's what it takes to leave the shell behind, I'm okay with that. The stage is much more exciting than the mud at the bottom of the pond.
Well, encore, Adam. Keep playing the part until the part becomes your reality.
Next stop, Broadway. Or at least the coffee shop without stuttering.
Is that where I write down all the times I didn't burn my toast?
No, silly. It's for your English. Every time you have a small conversation, even if it's just saying thank you to a shopkeeper, write it down. We often focus on our failures, but we forget our wins.
That's true. We are very critical of ourselves. I should write, today I asked for water and I didn't cry. Victory.
Yes, exactly that. Every small step is a big win for a turtle.
But honestly, Eva, does writing down I said hello really change anything? It feels a bit childish.
Think of it like this. Your brain is a filter. If you only look for mistakes, your filter becomes a failure magnet.
And a victory journal changes the magnet?
Precisely. It trains your brain to hunt for evidence that you were actually succeeding.
I guess I do tend to remember the one word I forgot rather than the 10 sentences I got right.
That's the negativity bias. It's the heavy shay the turtle carries. The journal helps you shed that weight.
So if I ordered a coffee today and the barista understood me on the first try, that goes in the book?
That's a gold medal moment, Adam. Write it in bold.
What if I made a mistake, but I didn't let it stop the conversation? Does that count?
That's the best kind of victory. That's resilience. Right? I messed up the verb, but I kept going.
I'm starting to see it. It's not about being perfect. It's about collecting proof of progress.
Exactly. In a month, when you feel like you aren't improving, you can look back at page 1.
And I'll see that a month ago, I was afraid to even say hello. And now I'm complaining about my toast in English.
See? You're already seeing the growth.
It's like building a wall. Each small victory is a brick. One brick is nothing, but 100 bricks is a fortress.
And that fortress is your confidence.
I'm going to buy a notebook today, a blue one, to match the sky I'm finally looking at now that my head is out of the shell.
Make sure the first entry is, today I decided to stop being my own worst critic.
Done. And the second entry, I understood everything Eva said.
Now that's what I call a marathon victory.
Wow, Eva, I feel like a very confident, very slow, very handsome
I'm so glad. And we hope you feel that way too, everyone.
And please subscribe to Miss Simple English. We want to keep being your friendly voice in your headphones every single week.
Don't forget to comment below. Tell us, what is one victory you had in English this week? Did you say hello? Did you order a pizza? We want to celebrate with you.
I'll be in the comments giving everyone virtual high fives.
And I'll be there looking for pizza tips. Subscribe and join the family.
See you next time. Stay simple, stay slow, and keep smiling.
Bye-bye, bestie.